Hi everyone, welcome back to Basic English Grammar class. Today we're gonna talk about something that really important for English students who want to learn English, especially for English grammar. Yeah, it is the simple present tense, which is we already know that in English there are 16 tenses that English students have to master it. The simple present tense is a verb tense used in English to express habits, general truths, permanent situation, and the fixed schedules. And it is one of the most commonly used tenses in both spoken and written English. Yeah, before we jump to the further explanation about this topic, I want to give you the learning objectives of this lesson. And after participating in this class, students are expected to be able to explain the function and structure of the simple present tense, and they have to identify the use of simple present tense in sentences, and they also can use the simple present tense to construct positive, negative, and interrogative sentences. Yeah, as I told you before, that we use simple present tense to talk about habits, general truths, and the scheduled event, or to express a routine. We might say that, for example, I woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it is the example of the habits. And to state a general fact or scientific truth, we can say the sun rises in the east. This tense is also used for permanent conditions such as she lives in Jakarta. It states about someone who lives in Jakarta for permanent, as well as a schedule or program events like the train leaves at 8 p.m. I also put here the formula of the simple present tense. This is the basic rules, which is subject. So the basic rules is subject plus verb 1. To construct the positive sentence, we can use like this: subject plus verb 1 plus object. And to construct the negative sentence, subject plus do or does plus not plus verb 1 plus object. And then for the interrogative sentence, do or does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Yeah, as you can see here, I put here there are several types of subjects: you, I, she, he, it, we, and they. And for the subject she, he, it, we call it the third singular person. For positive or affirmative sentence, we have to add es or s at the end of the verb. And for the negative sentence, we use does not to construct the sentence. And then for interrogative sentence, we start with does and then followed by subject she, he, or it, and then followed by verb. For example, for this positive sentence, she, which is subject, it, which is verb, plus s. We have to add s because this is the verb for the third singular person, and then rise is the adjective. For the negative sentence, she, which is subject, does, which is the auxiliary verb, not plus verb 1 plus object. Yeah, and then for the interrogative sentence, we start with does plus she plus eat plus rice. Does she eat rice? This is the interrogative sentence. Yeah, and then we have a question: why we have to add s at the end of the verb for the third singular person? Yeah, that's the rules that we have to follow it. Yeah, for the third singular person, she, he, and it, we have to add es or s at the end of the verb. That's the reason. Yeah. move. Yeah, when we have to use simple present tense, as I told you before, we use simple present tense to express universal facts or general facts. For example, 2 and 2 make 4, or the earth revolves around the sun. That's the universal facts. Yeah. We use simple present tense to express permanent situation. As I give you explanation, give you example for the first one. Yeah, for example, I live in London. She works in a restaurant. That's the permanent situation. We use simple present tense to express habits and routines. I play tennis at the weekend. Yeah. And my dad washes his car every Sunday. That's the routines. Yeah, we also use simple present tense to express short actions now. For example, now I understand why. Or he hits the ball hard. Yeah, we use simple present tense to express future timetables. For example, the train leaves at 11 a.m. And what time does the plane arrive? We also use the simple present tense for the future in time clauses. For example, she won't go out until it stops raining. We'll play a game after I teach you this. Yeah. Here's the example based on the formula that I gave you previously. Yeah, we form present simple positive or simple present tense in a positive sentence like this. I swim, you swim, we swim, they swim, he swims, she swims, it swims. Yeah, the third person singular subject take es or s or s. Yeah, we also construct the sentence, negative sentence. For example, I don't eat meat. You don't eat meat. We don't eat meat. They don't eat meat. They doesn't eat meat. She doesn't eat meat. It doesn't eat meat. The third singular person subject take doesn't. No, don't. Yeah, and then for the interrogative or question sentence, do I sleep? Do you sleep? Do we sleep? Do they sleep? Does he sleep? Does she sleep? Or does it sleep? The third singular person take does, not do. So here's the question. What will you do when someone asks you with the question like that? So here's the answer. We should give the short answer like this. For the positive short answer, we can say yes, I do, or yes, you do, or yes, we do, or yes, they do. And for the third singular person, we can say yes, he does, yes, he does, or yes, it does. And for the negative sentence, we can give the answer like this. No, I don't. No, you don't. No, we don't. No, they don't. And for the third singular person, no, he doesn't. No, she doesn't. Or no, it doesn't. So we jump to the conclusion that the simple present tense is essential to expressing daily routines, general truths, permanent situation, and scheduled events. And its structure is simple but must be used correctly, especially with the third singular person subjects, because sometimes people make mistake like that. By understanding its form and functions, learners, especially English students, can build clear and grammatically correct sentences in English. Mastery of this sentence lays a strong foundation for effective communication both in written and spoken English. Yeah, I think that's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye bye.